I literally can't get comfortable. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start this video off by saying I do have really bad back cramps, so I look really lopsided for some reason, so sorry about that. I am going to be talking about a period in my life. Haha, get it, period, I'm so funny. No, but yeah, I'm going to be talking about a time in my life which is really actually something I never thought I'd have to talk about in life, ever. So why not share it with the world? So basically, when I was 15, I was put on birth control, and not for sex reasons. For people who are like, oh, you were 15 going off doing that. No, I was not doing that at 15. I was suffering really bad with period problems, like cramps that I thought were going to kill me. Like when someone says, oh, I feel like I'm dying, I legit thought I was dying. Like the world was like at a standstill. I was curled in a ball. 7 days, I mean, yeah, 7. No girl wants to get their period for 7 days. Mine was legit 7, borderline 8, every month. Sometimes I get it every 2 weeks. Sometimes I go 6 months without it. Depends on how I felt, like how my body just wanted to treat me that month or that year. I don't know. So I went to my doctor, and one point I was really sick, and they were like, you're pregnant. And I was like, no, I am legit in pain. There is no baby inside me. It is my ovaries ready to explode within me, not a baby. And it took me 10 times to explain to them. At one stage I just screamed, I am not the effing Virgin Mary, and I think they got the picture then that I wasn't pregnant. But yeah, so basically I was put on birth control. I went to see a gynecologist, took the responsible steps as a 15-year-old, and I thought that was great. Period problems had ended. Yeah, so I was diagnosed with other health problems after that, which I was kind of dealing with one by one, as in I was on other medication for other things, and I was just slowly getting on with my life. Then I decided to come off my pill, and I was at that stage in my life where people were like, yeah, that's fine, it's been 2-3 years, you'll be fine, your period cramp shouldn't be that bad. So I went and talked to my doctor about it, again being a responsible 17-year-old, and my doctor was like, that isn't really a good idea, you've been really bad with your period pains, so maybe not. So I was like, well, what do I do? And he was like, maybe we'll put you on a different sort of pill just to see how this goes. And I was like, oh yeah, this sounds great. So the first pill I was on, it was you take it for 21 days and then you come off it for 8 days and get your period. And then he was like, this one you just take for every day, you don't take a break, and if your body gives you a period, it will throughout it. And I was like, okay, this is okay, fine, I'll just take your advice, I'll try this thing that you're giving me. And started it. It was on at 4 months and I didn't get a period, and I it clicked in my head, and I was like, oh god, I'm dying again. I was getting really bad cramps. They sent me to the hospital at one point because I thought I had appendicitis, and they checked my ovaries, they checked everything. They're like, yeah, you'll be getting your period in about a week or two, you'll be fine. Period never came, and I was the cramps were getting so bad, they were intense. And at one stage I was like, Mum, I can't, I think my insides have exploded. And she was like, crap, what do we do? So back up to the hospital. Again, nothing wrong with me, no one could figure this out. And then I used to suffer with asthma, and then one night I got this really bad asthma attack, which I thought it was at the time. And I was like, oh my god, that was terrifying. And my parents were like, did you eat anything weird? I was like, no, this is the first time I've had an asthma attack in a really long time. And then the next night it happened again, but my inhalers weren't helping me, and I couldn't breathe. I was full on panicking. This was terrifying. So my doctor wasn't there, he was on holiday, so we went to the doctor on call the next day. And I legit had a panic attack in the waiting room because I thought I couldn't breathe. And then the doctor then told me that I wasn't having a panic attack because I couldn't breathe. I was just having panic attacks. And I was like, oh God, so they just made sure it wasn't asthma because they had to check. And he sent me home on an antibiotic just in case I had a chest infection, and I didn't. So a couple of nights later, I was getting worse. I was getting really bad. These panic attacks would not go away. So my mum took me to the hospital because, again, I thought I was dying. And I was like, this isn't like panic attacks. This isn't normal. And they were like, there's nothing wrong with you, like, is everything okay at home? And I was like, what do you mean, is everything okay at home? Like, what do you mean? They were like, this is anxiety, this is pure anxiety you have. And I was like, what? Like, I lost my granddad like a couple of months before, and they were like, maybe it's stress from that. And I never put two and two together. Obviously, I was like, I talk about my feelings. If I want to cry, I cry. If I want to scream, I scream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been through the grieving process, and they were like, clearly not. So I started going to counselling, but my panic attacks were getting worse and worse. And then my dad was like, come off that pill. And I was like, but is that a good idea? He was like, just come off it, because let's just cut out everything you don't need to be taking in your life. So I stuck to my usual medications. Obviously, you should never come off medication that your doctor's prescribed to you unless, like, you've talked to your doctor, but I do know you can stop birth control at any time, no matter what day of the week it is. You can just stop it. You don't have to continue taking it. It states that all over the leaflet. So that's what I done. A week later, I was back to normal. Well, not normal. I was like really traumatized from all these panic attacks, but I realized it was the pill. And I was so like, obviously the panic attacks and the anxiety has brought up things in my life now that like I've had to think about, and like that was just a really terrifying experience. But when people are like, oh, birth control has side effects, and you're like, no, like, I'm gonna be fine, I'm just gonna go on it, like, it's not gonna do anything to me. Legit, I wasn't even on a strong one, and it, like, I was borderline depressed. I could not get out of bed. I didn't want to shower. Like, I just felt so not myself. It was so uncomfortable. All my friends were like trying to cheer me up, trying to get me out of the house, and I didn't want to do anything. Like, I didn't want to be around anyone, and it was horrible. And it was just the worst experience of my entire life. Like, it was really like shocking and like eye-opening to be like, what are you putting into your body? Like, do you seriously need to be taking something that's like, obviously I did at the time when I was 15, but when I wanted to come off it, I should have just completely come off it. I should have been like, no. But I came off it and my periods have been fine, but there's still a bit irregular, so I had to go back on the first one I was on just to keep them regulated. But like, oh my God, to say birth control is life-changing is like a complete other level. Like, it was the worst thing I've ever done to myself. And like, yeah, I'll put my hands up. I did it to myself. Like, I went on birth control, obviously recommended by doctors, but like, you need to just listen to your body more than other people. And I guess that's my like experience. If you feel like the teeniest bit unwell on it, like, come off it. And like, there's like thousands, well, not thousands, there's like loads of them out there that like not everyone will agree with you, and I've learned that, and it was just literally the most scariest time of my entire life. And for anyone like young that's considering going on birth control, I'm just gonna say, like, talk to your doctor, because what's right for your friends or your mum or like whatever someone in your family's been on doesn't mean it's right for you. And I learned that the hard way. Like, it was so bad. But yeah, just, it was a life-changing experience.